Alright, everybody, it is Vlogmas Day 5. And I've been seeing this 12 friends, 12 book recommendation thing. Like on TikTok, basically, you get 12 of your friends to suggest books for you to read in the next year. So I thought that I would try that. So, give me your suggestions, and here is 12 that I suggest for you. Okay, so I'm going to go over the books briefly, and so the only rule I try to make is no series, just because they're 12, and like a series can take up like half that. I did break my rule once. I tried to make these a mix of lighthearted and serious. And I also tried to do ones that aren't too long. So here goes the list. So these are in no particular order. These are just 12 books that I enjoyed. Number 1 is Animal Farm. Quick read. I'd say if you're into both dystopian and politics, you might like this one. It's quite interesting. It's so from, well, I mean, it's like third person point of view, but it's about animals that overthrow their farmer and take over the farm and kind of create this new animal society. Number 2 is The House on Mango Street. I really enjoy this one. This one's also really short. It's told in vignettes, which is obviously quite different than, your standard prose and everything. And I really like it. I'm a person that likes short stories, and this is like a collection of short stories in a way that makes up a whole book. It's not quite short stories, but it has a similar feel. So it's like little snapshots, of a story that makes up a whole. And it's about a girl named Esperanza and her daily life. And it was, like I said, it's a quick read, and I really enjoyed the style. Number three is Coraline. This is a, I guess, middle grade scary or horror novel about a girl who discovers a secret passageway in her new home, and that she has another mother and this alternate reality, and it's pretty cool. I actually enjoyed the movie too as well. I believe we are at number 4, right? If I lose count, oh well. But number 4, to throw in a serious one, since I did some light ones, is The Lovely Bones. This is about a girl who is murdered by her neighbor, and her life in, her time in the afterlife and things that happen to her family. Heartbreaking. I love the writing. It's been one of my favorites for a few years now. Alright, 5, I think it's 5, is A Monster Calls. And this I read on my Nook, and it's a sad story. I love, the kind of almost fantastical element with the more serious elements to it. It is a middle grade novel, but it is about a boy dealing with the fact that his mother is sick. She has cancer, and he is visited by this monster who wants him to basically reveal a truth to himself. And like I said, very sad, but I enjoyed it. 6 is An Abundance of Catherines. I probably could have put other John Green books on this list, but like I said, I didn't want to make it too serious. because there are definitely books that I could have put on there, but I think An Abundance of Catherines is the only one that's not like super depressing or has anybody die or has anybody that has died, as far as I remember. It's basically about a guy named Colin, I believe that was his name, and he has been dumped 19 times by girls named Catherine. That's just the thing, he likes girls named Catherine. And it's basically where him and his friend go to like another state and, you know, kind of starts new and stuff. It's a fast read. There's not a whole lot to it, but it's more lighthearted. 7, I believe. 7, I'm gonna go Beauty Queens. Beauty Queens is both social commentary and satire about a group of beauty queens who crash on an island and have to survive. It is both deep and funny, and I just highly recommend it for everyone. Number 8 is Because of WinnDixie. Very short, but beautifully written, both humorous and sad at times. Middle grade novel about the daughter of a preacher who is just trying to understand life. She has been abandoned by her mother, and she's moved to a new place, and one day she brings home a dog and everything changes. So for 9 and 10, if I'm still on my count correctly, these two are very similar. And I will say, if you're looking for something that's like super exciting and stuff, these might not be for you, because these are mostly about the protagonist views in life and life discoveries, I guess you would say. So the first one is The Elegance of the Hedgehog. This is actually a French novel, and it is about a woman who is a concierge, and where she's at, they're not really supposed to be like the people of her job, her status, aren't really supposed to be into the, I guess, finer things in life, or they're not really supposed to be into things that are like artsy or intellectually challenging. So she feels that she has to hide that. And then there is a girl that lives in her building who is just fed up with everything, and is told from a dual perspective. And then the next one is The Perks of Being a Wallflower. It is about a boy named Charlie, and his being befriended by some older kids, and things he's discovering in life. It does have quite a sad ending in some ways, and it was just really interesting to read both those books from the characters' perspectives. Okay, so last 2 now. So this is the one where I break my own rule, and I'm going to give you a Goosebumps book. And it's sort of kind of not a breaking of the rule, because this in the series doesn't have, as far as I know, a part 2 or anything in any of the other series. So it is kind of a standalone. So Goosebumps, the original, is like an anthology series. So unless they have a part 2, it's pretty much a standalone book. But The Legend of the Lost Legend, it is in my top 3 of ones that I enjoyed. And this is about children who follow their father, who, if I remember correctly, is a writer. It's been a while since I've read it. I loved it, but it's been a few years now. And he is searching for this lost legend. And this one is more adventurous and scary. although I can see where the situations are scary. And I think a lot of people would enjoy this one. Like I said, it's a little bit different than some of the other ones, but that's part of the reason why I loved it. And then finally, The Shape of Thunder. This book is a middle grade book told in dual perspectives, and it is absolutely heartbreaking. It talks a lot about violence, misogyny, racism, all that kind of stuff. It is about how a school shooting affects two girls who used to be best friends. And it was really well written, and again, even though it is middle grade, I say if you're old enough to read, I'd recommend it. It's just really good, but sad. Anyways, that is the 12 books that I recommend, and let me know the books that you recommend, because I want to do the 12 Friends 12 Books Challenge. Heck, if you have 12 books yourself you want to recommend them. Alright, thanks guys.